Hello everyone, my name is Unreal Khan and welcome back to another video in Fire Rises. We're back playing as the Patriot Front, and I've listened to some of the comments from the previous video. Speaking of which, we managed to gain a significant amount of control over lower New England. We also managed to seize Manhattan, but we are currently mopping up the rest here in Long Island. But other than that, yeah, Taiwan is being bombed, and it appears we are going to experience the invasion by this episode. Now, back to what I was saying with my comments. Basically, I listened to some of the comments, and you guys said, or one of you said that if I attack first with one division and attack with multiple divisions, it will make it so that some of the divisions not move into it. It will help prevent me getting encircled. So yeah, I do have like a plan for that in mind. Actually, we'll explain it here. My plan is to, well, first of all, while we're still dealing with the NYPD, we still have this guy. If you add the divisions 2 and 6, which is 8, you divide it by 2, you get 4, and that's the amount of divisions they have. So my plan is to cut them off or knock these guys out as soon as I can, and then I want to form a spearhead that cuts right through Upper New York. It splits the state in half because everything over here is not cores for New York. It's fairly obvious, but still. Also, Maine has 3 divisions, so they are easy peasy lemon squeezy. But our main threat for now is the New York State. So we're going to go take care of them, and hopefully we'll be able to knock them out within this episode. Until then, take care. I'm just going to shut the mic off for a bit because I just want to focus on the game real quick. So I will be right back.
Amy, good morning. In the light of day, it's almost hard to describe how much destruction there has been here.
Multiple reports that Donald Trump has briefly been taken into his underground bunker for safety.
Okay, now that that's over with, let's begin on this. Kingston Conference begins. With the escalation of tensions across our border with Canada, we have decided on a conference. We have decided on a conference designated to take place in the town of Kingston, Ontario, situated along the border with New York. This decision was made due to its proximity to both the Canadian heartland and upstate New York, and came after a round of delegations to Toronto. We'll be meeting on a number of issues, most prominently the refugee crisis, but also the flight of treacherous Liberal politicians who govern and exploited New England. It is also likely that the Canadians are going to demand something from us in exchange, likely rules of engagement on the American front lines, extending their greedy hands to the business of America. While this is unsavory for us, as Canadians do not and should not run American politics, it is a necessity, as a two-front war with our northern neighbor could very likely end in disaster. If this meeting goes wrong, however, we have called the volunteers to guard our northern border, and we have decided to close the border for the time being, which will be a major point of contention at Kingston. Our most trusted diplomats will be in attendance, and we will entrust them with the future of the Patriot Front. The decision to hold a conference was also influenced by the Canadians raising concerns on humanitarian issues in New England, such as the Red Cross being refused to access "We Can Take Care of Our People" and rules of engagement, which are practically irrelevant in the fight against tyranny. We will hope to get across these points, and that Canada should have little involvement in the decision-making of Americans. But remember to not push our luck, as Canada is poised to strike at any moment should they be provoked. A necessary evil. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Canada demands rules of engagement. Ooh. As our delegates arrive in Kingston, the first round of negotiations has begun, and over one of the most prevalent issues that Canada has brought to our attention, rules of engagement. While this was expected, the lengths to which Canada has gone to argue that our ROE is outdated and goes against the Geneva Protocols. While we should get the point across that rules of engagement are irrelevant on the grand scheme of our struggle, we should not press against the issue too hard, or else the Canadians will get the wrong impression of our movement, if it even matters to them anyway. The Canadians have started by offering a complete list of suggested ROEs, and it is clear that they are trying to strong-arm us. We've called their bluff, listing out a counter-offer that has not been perceived well by the Canadians. Their rules include stipulations preventing the seizure of property, the detaining of civilians, and minimum force necessary in combat situations. We find these preposterous, and that these rules would severely limit our combat ability, as well as give the Canadians a position to continue hampering down on us at the round table. There are also arguments in favor of accepting their deal, saying that if we are to maintain a relationship of trust and dignity, we are to appease the Canadians and codify rules of engagement within our army, allowing us to champion honor and gain the support of the American people. As the time comes to make a decision, we decide that we will accept their terms. This is the only way, this is the only option that allows us to go to the side of the National Republicans. But yeah, basically, it does make sense because obviously, even if you refuse them, they'll probably still strike us. Because I never saw this, I think, in my previous series as the Blue Shirts, but Sure, we'll do this. We'll do this, but it says we have mandated reporters. Yeah, so we gotta be a little strict with our attacks, and one of two points will happen. Well, they'll either refuse to return the politicians, or they will. Knowing Canada right now, I don't think so. I think they'll keep them. But we'll see. Yeah, I think that's expected. Damn it. Canada refuses to return Liberal politicians. Our bid to secure an agreement to bring back Liberal politicians has failed spectacularly, with Canada refusing to return them. This has resulted in a major diplomatic catastrophe. As our relations with Canada on this issue were already sour, reports indicate that the Canadian border has been militarized, and that our delegates are thoroughly disappointed with the Canadian attitude on the matter. Well, we have to do it if we are going to survive against them. Beijing Peace Accord signed. The paper tiger roars its last. Canada demands post-war elections. As the second to last round of negotiations have begun, the Canadians have brought up a very controversial topic: post-war elections. This has sparked outrage. It is a clear attempt by the Canadians to strong-arm our politics and make us their little puppets. Elections are one of the main reasons why America has been consumed by liberal degeneracy and weakened, both externally and internally. If we do not want this to repeat with us, then we must either reject the offer or propose some sort of compromise. President Rousseau is firmly against compromise in this regard, though due to the influence of national Republicans, he is unable to fully rule it out, and it is up to the delegation's personal political agenda to decide it. A compromise consisting of power being transferred to Congress to appease the Canadians has been drafted by the national Republicans. It is now time to make a decision. Our diplomats decide to offer a compromise. Canada demands Red Cross access. With the issue of the ROE resolved, we can now turn to the second matter of the conference, the Red Cross. Since our takeover of Connecticut, we have expelled the Red Cross and all similar organizations, as we have suspected that it is a globalist front. We have concluded that the American people can take care of themselves. We do not need the rest of the globe to intervene in our humanitarian affairs. Simple as that. This has brought great concern to our northern neighbors, who wish to see the Red Cross return to New England. While we wish to maintain our humanitarian relief services, it is an incredibly important point for Canada, and they will likely try and force our hand. Internally, we are divided on this issue, as some believe that we should dig our feet in the sand and refuse to let the globalists infiltrate a great nation. Others believe that this is not an issue worth risking a war over, and can help in aiding populations left in misery by the conflict. In Kingston, our diplomats have decided to... I don't know why there's two, but if this one is to improve, we will do it. Okay. Alright, now let's get into it. Okay, let's see. Oh, yep, Kingston conference successful. Today's been announced. We even sent the demands to them. I mean, I'm surprised it was still able to help out, but yeah. Today's been announced to the world that the Kingston conference was a diplomatic success. Resolved a number of, if not every, issue that we had brought up with the Canadians. Securing our northern frontier from any Canadian military intervention. Not only have we secured the steady return of American refugees, we have formed a relationship of mutual trust with the Canadians, despite our grievances with their government. This is sure to enable lasting peace in the region, and our diplomats have returned home heroes. Good work. Okay, so we're just going to continue exercising our military. I think we'll go for the rigid training program. We can always just change it back. Once we get done with these two, then we're going to move on to the soil part of this focus. And this will help us in our this will help us against the economic problems. So let's fortify the Canadian border.
Control, out.
Lepa sela, lepo gore. A ružna ostaje ružna, čak i kad gore.
Okay. If we are to become the rulers of this nation, it is necessary to form policies beyond those found in the manifestos and fire speeches. We need to discuss practical policy for the nation and to decide on its path going forward. Replace economic instability with economic reconstruction. Seek international donations. Oh yeah. Rousseau speaks of the United Nations. I now give the floor to the leader of the Patriot Front, Thomas Rousseau, so the current President of the United Nations, Dennis Francis. Mr. President of the General Assembly, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, not long ago, the United States of America fell apart and is now finding itself in the small hope of uniting once more. At the same time, the governments in Denver and Washington, D.C. continue to kill indiscriminately without caring for the citizens of their nation. The rest of the United States is left to its fate, and today I speak to you as the sole unifier of the New England region. I have not only saved the region from anarchy, but also an unjustified invasion, said Thomas Rousseau. The cameras zoom in on Rousseau's face. I hold a promise and a dream to return the United States to normalcy and rid it of the outdated systems that led to its fate. I promise a future where the U.S. will not be corrupted from the outside or the inside. I'll provide a future that can give the citizens of America what they want. Rousseau then looked down at his carefully written speech. I am not a radical, no matter how many times people call me that. I just take the best steps necessary, even if that means that people will call me a dictator, despot, radical, or anything else. However, before I go on, I must ask you a question. Rousseau then said, looking side to side, does it matter if it saves the lives of our citizens? He then went on with his speech like nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens, folks. As the internet overlords say.
Position cleared and under control.
Eto vidiš, spalimo selo, a ne znamo ni kako mu je ime bilo. Koljemo se za 10 deka.
Roger that.
Sino-Japanese Cold War begins. Tensions between China and Japan have reached new heights and the Cold War has set over Asia. The fate of Asia hangs on a knife's edge. Yeah, I'm not sure which nation I'm going to play in Asia. It's either going to be China, or Japan, or Russia. Also, yeah, they're apparently led by Zhirinovsky. So that means once the European war kicks off, then that means if Europe loses, the resulting faction will be one of United Communist EU, or NATO. It'll be led by communists, while he's a fascist, or nationalist, or whatever. It's confusing because he has a coalition of monarchists, nationalists, and people who think alike with him, so... But yeah, it's a little confusing. But it says here he's fascist, so... I'm not sure which one of these two I'm going to play, because they're both, like, pretty big. But, yeah. Then we'll convene the Second American Constitutional Convention. Base attendance for the pledge will be decided. Hail Columbia. At the end of this focus... no, wait, hold on. Okay. Create 2 volunteer brigades in Connecticut. Okay, so we're going to continue building up our military here. We're definitely going to focus on the motorized. In fact, that will be the last National Guard. We're going to focus solely on motorized brigades and mechanized, armored, and all that stuff. But for the time being, we are going to... Okay. From Russia with love. Ooh. Why don't you go here?
You got it.
And you can go here. But yeah,
Position under control. Out.
I will most likely pick... Adaptable. Okay, now that's a good one.
Position under control. Out.
Okay, we have enough trucks for it to be fully motorized. Good. The Nasty Socks movement has gained control, and so has the ADs. We'll see if they still reach out to us for a front, but if not, that's fine. We'll try and crush them either way. Oh! That's new. Harris is 1. I'm not sure if this is like because Joe Biden was forced to step down, just like in real life, or maybe it's something else. I don't know. But either way, we're going to leave it at that. So thank you for watching. As always, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment down below any feedback you can give me as a HOI4 YouTuber, and if there's any tips and suggestions on how to deal with the Civil War and all that stuff. But yeah, other than that, I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.